You and I left an increasingly tense atmosphere behind. She just wanted to be with me instead of Takeshi. She wanted to get the winner of the two. Even though it probably would have been safer to be with Mio, she's like, nah, I want to get in his pants. Anyways, the room was covered in a massive web of pipes. The pipes continued into the adjacent generator room. It seemed that by opening and closing the valves, the water and oil pressure could be adjusted. Time for a mini-game! Maybe? I don't think so, but maybe. Normally, Lime is responsible for maintaining... Oh, I think this is supposed to be Sora, speaking in flashback form. Normally, Lime is responsible for maintaining the generator room, but even Lime can't do much when the generator itself goes out. Anyhow, this is all because the power supply is down. This room is designed so that maintenance can be performed manually at times like this, or during blackouts. But? Question mark? That was what you told me. Oh, that was you. Oops, whatever. It's all the same. It's just a female voice, right? Naku selected one pipe from the countless rows of them and instructed me to close its valve. As ordered, I turned the valve around and around. Hey, Naku? I said this as I was closing the valve. You know, making small talk. What's up? It's about the girl from yesterday. Oh, right, my imaginary girlfriend. Yeah. Kino no? Is that yesterday? You mean the 7th survivor you said you saw? Indeed. I want to hear that again. Is that supposed to be yesterday? Kinono? Okay. Kinono. Learning all the Japanese terms. Yes. You're sure your eyes weren't playing tricks on you? No. But these eyes thought they saw her. That's for sure. Maybe you got some kind of eye disease. Yeah, I'm kind of hurting my chances of being with her by keeping saying how creepy I am. But maybe, again, she likes to... She's been known to help me, so maybe she just wants to help me more. Or maybe she's been through some shit herself, so she wants to help me because of that, and so we can relate, because of shit we've been through, even if the shit is very different. I don't know. Not literal shit, of course, but I mean, if that's what you're into. What? Disease? You keep... Oh, man, that's... Speaking of jokes, that seems to be your running joke at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing that on purpose now, Naku. Again, it's a joke. Why do you always take everything so seriously? I don't know, a lot of your jokes are things that really do deserve some further insight, because there's things that really could be serious, so you really should have to think about them. So I think a lot of the time when you're joking, you should actually take things a bit more seriously, honestly, but meh. Enough already. Like, if I had to say one thing that was, like, probably my least favorite part about you, it'd be the fact that too often she's like, it's just a joke, don't take it seriously at all. Like, sometimes you want to take things a little bit seriously. Although maybe she's doing this because she used to be a hard-boiled motorcycle rider, if that's the true thing. And, you know, she used to be all serious, now she's trying to be more lighthearted, and she's trying to not have anybody else fall into that hard-boiled state of mind, possibly. But I think she's going too far, and that is a fault she has to fix if that's the case. Alright, I'll listen to your stories or unidentified survivors later. You'll take me seriously. Okay, good. Right now we have to work, that's true. That is true, kid. Shonen Jump. Finally, the valve is completely shut. That should do it. Can we talk now? Let's get back to Takeshi and Mio. Can we talk in private, please? So we can have some really personal moment? Naku took off from the room as if she were a fugitive on the run. She doesn't want to talk seriously with me? She's afraid of it? Or maybe she's afraid of me. She thinks I might be kind of crazy? I guess she could be taking a precaution, but maybe she actually thinks I'm a bit crazy. Like, even if it's not my fault, if I have like some kind of split personality, you know, that's a possibility as well. Or she's afraid of getting too intimate with me. Is also a thing? I don't know. Questions and questions and questions. Maybe when she was a hard-boiled motorcycle rider, she got intimate with a guy, and then the guy, like, died or something, and then she's like, oh, I gotta give this up, and now she's afraid to get too close. But I can change her back. There will be love again in your life, question mark, if you already had love, possibly. I was left in the room alone. What a bitch. I felt an unclear mess of feelings stewing inside my mind. One of them was a hard-on for her. The other was, oh, does she like me too? Does she not like me? Mixed messages. She decided to come here alone with me, using an excuse basically to not go with Takeshi. And yet, we didn't do anything. We were in here. It's weird. Anyways. With this, we would be able to shut off the hot water flowing in the generator room. And I saved her, by the way, from the generator room. Think there'd be some gratitude there. Nah. Even so, on the other side of the door, it was still hot enough to scald because of my trap that I set when I was a terrorist. The four of us waited outside the generator room until we could be sure that the temperature inside cooled enough, I guess. Thought the time had come, we timidly opened the door. Is it ready, finally? Opening the door into a steam bath. A cloud of steam hissed out of the door. So, still steamy. If we got rid of some of it, you know, the after effects are going to stay for a long time. Heat inside just about defied imagination. So, this is probably all part of our plan, to try to cut us off or something. Maybe it's a conspiracy. Maybe the ultimate plan was to get us all alone, to do something. Maybe it had nothing to do with flooding Lemur. Maybe we were supposed to be trapped? Maybe he was trying to, maybe whoever the terrorist is, me, probably, I'm part of it, I'm guessing, was trying to trap a specific person. Don't mind the mouse, I'm fiddling with my keypad, my mouse pad, I mean, yeah. Maybe they're trying to trap a specific person, in which case, maybe they were trying to kill them, or maybe they were trying to freak them out with some evil plan. Maybe the plan was for me, maybe the amnesia was part of the plan. Maybe I gave myself amnesia because I'm a super evil mastermind, and I gave myself amnesia because I wanted to have fun with being part of the plan without knowing the whole plan, because that would make the plan too easy. I don't know, that's convoluted. In fact, I'm remembering a certain other place where I saw something like that, but that's just something funny to think of. Anyways, the heat inside just about divided imagination. The air in the steam-filled room was heavy and stuck to the skin. Inhaling felt like swallowing globs of sticky hot steam. Takeshi was opening and closing his mouth like a fish out of water. Like a tuna fish. Isn't it hard to breathe? Stop pointing out the obvious. We have a captain for that. Talking about it just makes it worse. True. Now let's talk for a while in here about some completely unrelated thing, and then only afterwards have the person who brought it up be like, you know, we're spending a bit too long in here, because, you know, that would be a real call forward. In the reverse, though. Anyways. Let's just do what we have to do and get out of here. Okay. Let's divide up what we have to be to do and be efficient about this. So what was the point of going along with you? Feels like there has to be a point. Maybe that triggered a flag? Because it feels like we got no personal insight there just then, but maybe that triggered a flag for the future, possibly. I have to assume it did. Anyways. I'll be here. Takeshi. And I want you to. I'll be here, Takeshi. I'll be here, Takeshi. Can I get you to go over there? Shonen, I want you to... Can I hear this again, by the way? So alright can also be Sone, which is almost shonen. So she basically said my name. So alright is the same thing as kid in some circles, which means you can get them confused. Instead of shonen jump, instead of for males of young age, you could say shonen is for people who are feeling good. It's just because they're alright. Kind of like how gay has a double meaning. You know, at least, you know, there's some other English words with double meanings, but more often than not, it's more Japanese phrases. You gotta rearrange the words and it gives different meanings to my understanding, but alright, it can clearly be shonen, and it can be hi, or he, or so, or I don't know. I want you to bang me hard, or talk to me about what you wanted to talk about. And so we got to work fixing the journey. Oh, what's my job? Do I need to get a job? I didn't even hear Takeshi in there. Like I didn't hear say the name Takeshi. I heard Shonen, but not Takeshi. And I don't think she mentioned Mayo. No, it's okay. Mayo doesn't need to do anything, right? Whatever the case, Takeshi and you did the bulk of the work. That's fair. Or no, Takeshi and me, or Takeshi and you? Wait a second. Oh, Takeshi and you, not Takeshi and you. God damn it, names? I thought it meant Takeshi and me. No, Takeshi and Nakyu did the bulk of the work. Okay, Takeshi because he's a heavy lifter, and Nakyu because she's kind of the leader. That makes sense. Even though I wanted to help, I just didn't know things very well. Oh, I wanted to help more. It wasn't much for Mayo or me to do, because we were helpless when it came to machines. Oh, so Takeshi knows machines. Interesting. Interesting. So I guess at least Nakyu knows this machine better than the computer in the control room, which he tried to destroy with the chair. But she knows some of the computers well. That's good. Even if not all of them. And Takeshi seems to know electronics as well. Ooh, that's hidden depths. You would think he'd be more into, you know, physical labor. Then again, he seemed to have a lot of fun with the voice alteration device, so maybe he just loves tinkering? He's a tinkerer? That would seem interesting for his character, because he seems to me more like a brute, but that would be an interesting revelation if he's also kind of a tech junkie. Takeshi and Mayo were working on the other side of the generator. Oh, and me and Nakyu were on the same side, though. Okay, so Takeshi was on that side doing the bulk over there, where Sarah helped where she could. But I was on this side with Nakyu, and she did the most, and I helped where I could, but we were talking at the same time, maybe? Nakyu was doing battle with the machine, depending on my flashlight wielding skills. Oh, I see. I was the flashlight wielder. Okay. And her battling the machine does make sense, given her character. That's tend to how she seems to fix machines. Fight them until they fix themselves. Or break themselves to the point of unfixability. Whichever comes first. But, okay. I was the flashlight wielder. I know those feels, you know. Whenever you're dealing with something new and, you know, you need help with somebody else who knows what to do, you tend to be the flashlight holder. I know the feels. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Shonen. It happens to everybody. You know, there's always something you don't know, and you gotta be the flashlight wielder, as it were. Both literally and metaphorically sometimes. Sometimes at the same time. Always at the same time, actually. If you're the flashlight wielder, well, sometimes the person wielding the flashlight could actually be the person who knows what they're doing. But usually if you're wielding the flashlight, you're metaphorically the flashlight wielder of the group. But, sometimes not. Anyways, with nothing much to do, my mind started wandering, and I started talking out loud. And of course, they led right to the girl that had disappeared. Of course. Just per usual, as always, you would think. I just couldn't believe that I'd imagined the whole thing. Oh, another shot of her. Ooh, we got a side boob here. Again, the boobs aren't very pronounced, but they're clearly there, so. In fact, from this point of view, she looks kind of like a guy. I'm gonna be completely honest. This picture makes her look like a guy. She reminds me of, I mean, she looks androgynous like this. In case people don't know, androgynous, I believe, if I'm remembering my terms correctly, that means gender neutral. Or she even looks Bishonen, because she reminds me of Haruno Go. Oh, what's the guy's name from Haruno Go? Shit, what's his name? Is it Hikaru? Is that his name? I have to read that again. I have to finish reading that. I've read a lot of it, but I still have to finish it. I really enjoy the manga. Never seen the anime. I don't think the anime finished. I know the dub didn't bother finishing. Whatever the case is, the Haruno Go's good. You should check it out. It's got the same artist as Death Note, but different author. But that's what this picture reminds me of. She looks like Hikaru, and Hikaru is clearly a guy. He's slightly Bishonen. Kind of got the babyface Bishonen going on, but he's clearly a guy. So anyways. Hey, you know, I've thought a lot about it. Nani-yo. Oh, this was Nani, not, Nandata, and Nani-yo as well. Okay, cool. About the girl, of course. The other girl in my life. You're not the only one in my life, you. You still stuck up on your imaginary girlfriend? What? She's not imaginary. But she is your girlfriend? I mean, she's not my girlfriend. So she's imaginary. No, stop it. Stop it. Just listen, please. Maybe that girl, maybe she's a ghost. Oh. Well, maybe maybe she's playing tricks in your mind. She could be a ghost in your head. I don't believe in real ghosts. I mean, maybe this game is going to go there, I'm not sure. But I could definitely see his mind playing tricks on him because of his amnesia. I think that would be more fitting. Possibly. Okay, the turned head looks more female. Still a bit of androgynism. Androgynism? Is that a word? I'll have to look that up. Androgynism. If that's a word, real word or not. But yeah, still a bit of androgynism, but looks a bit more like a girl with the turned head. Huh? You gave me a fed up look, shook her head, and went back to work. That's gotta be it! That would explain why the numbers changed so irregularly and why she vanished all of a sudden. Well, if you do believe in ghosts, a ghost could explain why the numbers blimp, but if that's the case, why do they go down to 5 as well? Well, that could actually be because of Sora, because we know she's like a robot, but then, you'd think she'd understand the change, unless it's me. Unless I'm like 3 people at the same time. No, but we have 6 people, so it has to be one person who's only half a person. So maybe I'm the half person. I don't know. That's stupid. Hey, don't be so judgmental. If someone wants to believe in ghosts, let them believe in ghosts. Even though I personally also think they're kind of a load of bupkis. I don't believe in God either, but, I don't call people that do stupid or anything. Similarly, if you want to believe in ghosts, you want to believe in whatever, sure. Personally, I'm not really a believer. In fact, I believe more in ghosts than I do in God. Because, sometimes you see some of those paranoia things, and they'll seem kind of freaky. I'm still not completely convinced that they exist. I think a lot of them are just coincidences, but I would be more willing to believe ghosts are real than there's some big god ruling everything. Whatever the case. Again, if you want to believe, go ahead and believe. I just personally, at the moment, think neither are a real thing. So, yeah. Listen, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Nope, ghosts don't exist. Because if they did, I'd have to accept that that the vision that my dad gave to me in my dream was probably a ghost and that he's dead. Question mark. If you were talking about something serious, I would take you serious. Again, okay, that's some closed-mindedness. Alright, Knock-You, I like you a lot. You're my favorite character in this game so far. But, and this is a big but, this is my first quality about you that I'm gonna have to say I really don't like. The thing with the whole joking and the serious thing, that's a thing that, where she kept saying, oh, don't be so serious. That's a quality that I feel I could see where the fault comes from. And it's only a minor fault. It's not a huge flaw with a character. This is something of a biggie, I feel. You're being quite close-minded. I feel you shouldn't close your mind off quite so much. Like, if someone else wants to believe in it, you should take them seriously, I feel. I feel you're being a slight bitch right now. But, nobody's perfect, but, meh. I'm just saying that that's probably the biggest fault I've seen with your character so far. Is how close-minded you're being right at this moment. I'm not listening seriously to something like this. Stupidity is contagious. Wow, that's actually kind of bitchy. Okay, I like you a lot still, but you're kind of close-minded, you. Alright, I'm learning something new about you. You're still my favorite, but this is a pretty big flaw in my opinion. You're being very offensive and very close-minded at the moment. It's like multiplication of pluses and minuses. I don't understand. A plus times a plus is a plus. You can never get a plus times a plus to be a minus, I suppose, is what you're trying to say. And I agree. But what? But you're being close-minded. At least hear me out. I think you're being a bit of a close-minded bitch right now, but okay. A minus times a plus is a minus. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I don't agree with you, but I understand the analogy. I'm the minus, and you're the plus. You're saying you're perfect right now. You're the perfect angel. I'm the shitty one, and I'm gonna infect you with my shit, and you'll become a minus too. Because that's what'll happen. Because a minus times a plus is a minus. If you take me seriously, you'll start believing in bullshit like that. Hopefully there's an excuse for this, and she's not just a closed-minded person in general, or she gets over it through the course of the game. One of two. I hope, either way, I still hope she gets over it through the course of the game, but I hope there's a reason why she's like this. Like, in the past, she used to believe in some kind of malarkey, and was proven untrue or something, and people made fun of her for it, so now she's kind of being that way too. So there would be an excuse there. I hope that's the case, and she's not just normally closed-minded. And I can help her get past that, I hope. But it seems like a bit of a double standard, because we already know she's looking for her father, who everybody has given up on, right? Her mother's even given up on him. He's been missing for so long. Like, do you really believe he's still alive? That's kind of hard to believe, but... Sorry, swallowed water in the wrong tube. You know how it is. It went down the wrong tube and all that. But yeah, you're already having this father thing, which we know most people believe there's no way, he's dead. And yet you're holding out hope for something that most people think is not possible. And yet I'm believing in something that a lot of people are thinking is not possible, and you're judging me for it. It's a double standard. Granted, there's kind of a difference in seriousness. Someone still being alive versus believing someone dead could exist and be a ghost is kind of a big difference. But there's a gap. But the fact is, we're still believing in unlikely things. And you're judging me for doing that when other people you're doing this on your own because other people were judging you for doing that, I would assume. Anyways, do I have a bit of a hiccup? Is that what's going on right now? I'm going to drink all my water. But yeah, it seems a bit of a double standard, just a bit. And even if it's not a double standard, she's clearly being closed-minded. Kind of a closed-minded bitch who's looking down on me right now. And it feels like she's trying to preach to me. In general, I like that she tends to take the leader role, and that's good. But in this case, she's trying to push her values on me. She's trying to teach me that I'm wrong. Believing in ghosts is straight up wrong. Don't be an idiot. Don't infect me with your idiocy. I don't want to be an idiot. You should stop being an idiot too. I'm trying to save you from your idiocy. That's what it sounds like, and that's very close-minded and very bitchy. And she probably doesn't realize how much of a bitch she's coming off as, but it's true. Again, as I've said, I don't believe in ghosts, but if you do, I get it. I understand. If you want to tell me your ghost story, like, if you think it's real, you show me the evidence, and I could be like, well, I could see how that might be real. I haven't gotten anything that's convinced me fully that, it's gonna be hard to convince me fully that ghosts are real, but, sometimes I've seen some of those, and I've been like, I could see that. I mean, personally, I still think that it's probably a coincidence, but I could definitely see that. Like, I'm not gonna completely close my mind off to it. Anyways. So pass me that minus-like screwdriver, would you? Oh, that's your joke. But I thought you don't want to be a minus. Is that your subtle way of saying you want my minus to infect you so we can both be a minus together? Because you're giving me mixed messages. First you take me alone to that room, and then you leave as soon as I start, trying to be intimate with you, which I feel like you might have wanted to be, and now you're giving me mixed messages like, oh, you don't want my minus to infect your minus, but you want a minus screwdriver. Is that a joke? Or is that like, or maybe you just don't want me to infect you with the ideas of ghosts and stuff because you are infected, so you wanted it in my pants. That's why you took me alone to that room, but you ultimately decided that no, if I'm in a ghost, you don't want any of that shit. You don't want to be freaky, so you had to leave me be because you don't want to get into that, any of that crap, but meh. Okay. I suppressed my anger and put the flathead screwdriver in Yu's hand. Okay, then you don't have to listen seriously. Just listen to me stupidly. Ho-ho! Take that, you! Yes! Oh, way to tell her, Shonen. Oh, I like Shonen a lot for that, yeah. What's that mean, listen stupidly? It means I'm gonna say it whether you want me to or not. It's multiplication, right? A minus times a minus is a plus, right? If I say something stupid, and you act like it's stupid, then you'll come out a plus. Hey! He even used her now. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's scripted so well. Oh my gosh. This is a beautiful moment right now. We're having a beautiful moment, you. Oh, that's so good. Minus times a minus is a plus. It's true. So if I say something stupid and you take it seriously, you'll turn out stupid. But if I say something stupid and you know it's stupid and take it stupidly, then you'll come out fine because you knew it was stupidly. So nothing bad will happen to you, right? And possibly, because you're listening to it and thinking it is stupid, then I'll be infected by your thinking it's stupid and become a plus as myself. Maybe you can convince me with your non-stupidity. I don't know. I see. You can't deny that was brilliant. You gotta listen to me. Alright. I'll listen to the stupid stuff you got to say until I finish screwing these screws. Okay, at least she was a bit open-minded to that. Alright. Okay, at least she's willing to admit, when I'm brilliant, you gotta let me talk. So? What is it you're dying to say? Alright. Let's hear what it is. It's about the girl that disappeared. We already know that. And about how she's a ghost, right? Apologies in advance. If you ever see my mouse fiddling on the screen, it's because I fiddle with my mouse pad sometimes. Like, I want it to be in the perfect position. Sometimes I'm a perfectionist a little bit. Like, oh my god, it's slightly off tilt. Slightly off from where it was last time I used it. And maybe a ghost moved it. Anyways, about the girl that disappeared. If she was a ghost... Hold on. Do you really believe in ghosts? Don't be close-minded, you. I thought we went over this. I wouldn't say believe, but believe in the possibility. Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with that. I believe in the possibility. I'm not willing to shoot it down outright. And I think everybody... I mean, I guess that's me being close-minded, but... I feel everybody should be open-minded in general, which means believing in the possibility. I don't think God is real, but if he turned out to be real one day, showed up and was like, oh hey, I'd be like, oh, you are real, okay. I was wrong, alright, they were right. I wouldn't be like, no, that's not possible. And if I saw a real ghost, I'd be like, oh, they are real, huh. So everybody else is right, okay, I didn't think so, but they won that bet. I'd be like, you know, again, it's possible. 0. That is what possibility there is. That's funny. 0.00000000001% maybe. How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 zeros. So you're saying there's a chance. To quote that one famous line. I still have to see that movie actually. I've seen a trailer for it. I've heard it's good. I really want to see it. I've just never gotten a chance to sit down and watch it. But, you're saying there's a chance. I know that line. So, 0.0000000000000000001 cents. Did I get it right? I'll listen in editing, see if I got the right number of zeros. Anyways. How do you know? You don't know. It's just her opinion. Let me hear this. I recognize each. Each is 1. I remember that. I can count to 10 in Japanese. But I don't... Actually, I never learned to count 0, did I? So I guess 0 is de, like de. It sounds like dere, dere. That means you love me, with none of the hate or the craziness of yundere or sundere, or yandere, I mean. You sighed and started to turn the next screw. Because she's a common sense girl, right? Nah. Well, I mean, this is kind of good. Baggage. We need some baggage. We're good. Because now we're getting into why. It's not just she shunned me and I didn't even find out why. We're finding out the reason. You know, people need flaws. An unflawed character is a Mary Sue. So, you know, I guess it's good we're seeing the flaws now. You know, so that you can't have the haters going, oh, she's too much of a Mary Sue. Anyways, whatever. Listen, ghost stories now and forever almost all made up. Not true. I know some very real ghost stories. People have told me them. And again, it's one of those things where I think there's probably something more to it. I don't think it's a ghost. But you know, some of them have told convincing arguments. They're just fiction with the goal of scaring people. You gotta add that part, scaring. That's usually what ghost stories are for. Now, I guess they could not always be for scaring. I gotta be open-minded, right? Open-minded. Maybe they're not just for scaring. Maybe ghost stories could be happy, fun stories. Haven't you ever felt somebody's eyes on you when you were in a room all alone? Yes. Eyes? All the time. It's this weird sensation I get when I'm recording gameplay. It's like I've got people watching me as I talk. I mean, it's crazy. I know they're not gonna only be watching me in the future, but it's like as I record. Nah. Not real. Sometimes I really... Obviously, there's the pressure there. Like, even though I'm recording and it's not a live stream, people aren't going to see this for like a month or something. At least, given my scheduling. But, I know they're going to see it eventually, which is partially why that effect happens. But also just because it's just this thing where... I don't know. You get the feeling sometimes. Like, you're in the moment. Like, you know they're not going to see it for a while. But it's just, you feel in the moment sometimes, And it's like, okay, I'm doing this for you who's watching right now, live. But it happens sometimes when I record. But anyways, and even when I'm not recording, I know that what the feeling. The eyes, yeah, definitely. Like someone was watching you from behind. You mean your mom? Maybe. I'm being serious. Oh, never mind. Oh, I'm being serious. That's right. Don't take it seriously. Take it stupidly. Not only that, but, you know, you're the one who... Oh, that's right. She's the one who's always said, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. But he's actually trying to be serious, so... you know, you're taking it too seriously. I'm trying to take it seriously. There's kind of a contrasting thing going on there, so... I like the parallel between these two. And the real characters, I like that too. You as a, sorry. You, of course, Naku, of course, is a real character. Shonen is a real character, and I like that a lot. Because in a lot of these dating visual novel type things, I mean, not always, but sometimes in a game where you're an everyman character, you're not going to be a real character. Like, for example, in Persona 4. Like, anytime they have, like, an everyman like that, he's not a real character. You is a cardboard cutout. Of course, anytime you try to give too many choices to the player, that's gonna happen, but you can clearly tell, I haven't played as Takeshi yet, but he seems like a real character, and I'm also a real character, even when I'm playing as him, so... I prefer playing as real characters. You can give the characters choices, you can try to mold which direction they go, but I prefer playing as real characters to playing as cardboard cutouts. Personally, I do. Because you can get real chemistry, as opposed to, oh, this female character likes you because you're such a good listener or something. I mean, what other reason is there? Because you're the perfect person, because of course you are, because you're you, and you're the player character, so they're gonna like you because they want you to like the player, because if they don't like the player, then that's basically saying that they don't like the player. And if the game wants to like the player, otherwise they're shunning the player. They don't want to shun any of the choices the player is making, so the girls will always like you forever. I don't know. I'm getting a bit serious right now. Things like that are just your imagination. Possibly, or possibly not. A product of an overzealous mind, an illusion spawned by the mental state of the person. Again, possibly, but also possibly not. You mean my mind is playing tricks on me? Actually, that's what I think. I don't think there's a real ghost there. A real ghost in the game. I don't think they're gonna go there. I think that actually, his mind actually might be playing a trick on him. Then again, he's really forcing this ghost issue, so maybe that's actually what's going on. But would they play their hand that early? Like, oh, it really is a ghost. Maybe it really is a trick. Maybe it really, who can say? But I'm going for trick right now. At the moment, I'm thinking trick. To be perfectly blunt, yes. I think you're kind of losing it. UFOs and goblins are the same thing. People like to imagine stuff. Goblins is a bit random, but okay. UFOs, though, are real. I mean, I'm not saying aliens or anything are necessarily real. Although, I am inclined to believe, unlike ghosts and God, somewhere out there in the infinite space, some other planet has some kind of life forms inhabiting it. I feel like it'd be too much of a coincidence if Earth is the only world out there that has any life on it, considering how big the galaxy is. Even if the life is in a place we'll never be able to conceivably reach, there has to be some out there, I would think. Maybe there's not, but I assume there is. That aside, UFOs, that stands for unidentified flying object. All that means is an object that's flying and you don't know what it is. And then you find out what it really is, and then you know the truth. So you might think a UFO is an alien spacecraft. But if you want to get down to the technical nitty-gritty, if you want me to be a, elite nitpicker on the internet, UFOs are real. They're very real. It's just, they're not necessarily alien spacecraft. That's what is necessarily false. Anyways, just thought I'd clarify that for you. It's in the name, unidentified flying object. If you identify it as a spacecraft, it's no longer an unidentified one. Then it's an identified flying object, and it's an alien thing. Of course, no one's ever successfully identified them as an alien thing, because if they had, well, then we'd know aliens were real. And we don't, because Area 51's keeping that all covered up. Possibly. It's possible. Who knows? Maybe they are keeping it covered up, maybe aliens are real, and they're kept covering up, or maybe not. Who could say? I mean, Area 51 could probably say if they really wanted to, but they're not saying, so we don't know.
この想像力のおかげで人間はここまで進化してこれたわけだけど、ある意味においてはものすごく
Thanks to the power of imagination, people have been able to evolve to where we are, but it's kind of a curse too. Where we are what? People imagine stuff, where we have vast imaginations. That's true. That's true. But, and I see what you're saying, but again, there's a bit of closed-mindedness. I understand her point of view, definitely. There's just a bit of closed-mindedness.
行き過ぎると妄想と現実とがごっちゃになっちゃう。
Taken to extremes, there's no distinguishing between reality and illusions. This is true. Like virtual reality. Because it's virtual. Mm-hmm.
幽霊の正体見たりされおばな。
When you turn on the lights, the ghost is only a shirt on a chair.
怖がったり興味のある人には
People who want to be scared see what they want. That's also true. You know, I guess it's probably easier to be scared if you want to be scared. I've always found that weird. I don't want to be scared. So, that's why I'm not a huge fan of horror stuff, as I think I went over earlier when I was talking about FNAF.
いると思い込んでいればありえないものだって存在するように感じてしまうわけだし。
If you really want to believe that something exists, even if it doesn't, then you still feel that it does. So yeah, don't exclude me just because I feel that. Let me feel that. Let me have that be a thing. Don't shoot me down, woman. You're trying to get everybody on your level? That's something that's a bit unacceptable. But, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I kind of agree to an extent. You know, believing in something, in a way, makes it real. Like placebo effect, for example. You know, people who are in the hospital and they're suffering severe injuries, like, oh, they can't be saved, they need a miracle. If they believe they'll be saved, sometimes that miracle actually happens. The body can do magical things. But if you don't believe you'll be saved, then sometimes you can be saved anyways, but other times, it's more likely you won't be. It's less likely your body will perform a miracle if you don't think it'll perform a miracle. So, always stay positive if you get into a terrible situation in the hospital. Just saying. Stay positive, because if you believe that it can happen, it legit can happen. So believe in it. It's a real thing. It doesn't mean it will. Sometimes it won't. But you have a better chance of living if you do believe. Just saying, if you get into that situation. Hopefully you don't. But, yeah. In a similar vein, if you believe in something is real, sometimes it sort of becomes real in your mind. Like, again, that reminds me of how I'm trying to make Tsugumi relationship, like, you know, what was it I was saying? Makeout session in the dark. I'm trying to make that real by thinking it a bunch. And like in other games, sometimes when something happens and I don't want it to, I'll try to headcanon it out. That's the whole point of headcanon. Yeah, believe it's real, and, you know, hopefully it becomes real. Anyways, yeah. If you're kawaii of something, you'll scare yourself even if there's nothing there. Truth. She has a lot of wisdom, it's just, she's being a bit closed-minded about it, which jades my perspective of her. I agree a lot with what she's saying, but just a bit too closed-minded. Oh, jeez. I think I'm gonna end it there. Am I gonna end it there? I can keep going. I'm gonna go for as long as I can go, really, I feel. But do I want to keep going or do I want to give up? This is a very important decision that could trigger whether or not we end up with her, for all I know. Or it could even be more important than that. Could go past relationships. Could trigger a huge plot thing like, oh, if you give up, you is going to die. I don't know. I feel I want to insert myself a bit into this character. I want to make Kid... I know Kid is his own character, but I feel I want to give up. Because I personally disagree, and I don't want to get into a big spat with her. I feel if I get into a big spat, it's easier to make up. That's one thing in my mind. Like, oh, get into a spat so you can make up with her. But this could also send her away, so... Oh, jeez, this is tough. I could see this being the kind of thing where you want to keep going. You want to try to get her to at least see your perspective. I'm going to keep arguing. This is tough, but I'm going to keep arguing. What about Kanashibari? How do you explain that?
Kanashibari?
Oh, what's this? When you wake up and you can't move. Oh, there's that too. That's just a numb feeling, isn't it? I guess that could be something more. Is that just a person's mind too? Possibly. Oh, you're being a bitch about it now, Shonen. I just noticed. You're taking a bitchy stance. Oh, I didn't want that. probably can't move because somebody tied them up when they were asleep. But they can't move when they're awake, even if they're not tied up anymore? Who?
SM 好きの恋人に
Some S&M freak. Oh, well, okay. I feel like she's devolving a little bit now as well. As if that could happen.
というのは冗談ね
I'm kidding. Oh. Again, don't take me so seriously, even if you want to be taken seriously.
金縛りってのは体は眠っているのに脳は起きている状態のこと
You're talking about when your body is still asleep, but your mind is awake. Yeah, that's not really a ghost thing. That's just, again, that's a similar mind trick thing. So, it doesn't really conflict with anything she's been saying. But, yeah.